Okay, you guys. Okay. Anyway, okay, you guys. This is the next day. Anyway, the last part of the video from yesterday, um, is when I was at another hospital. I was there for about 2, 3 months or something. I don't remember. And at this hospital, like I said, I was on suicide watch for about 2 weeks, even though I do not remember being suicidal. I've before tried suicide when I was like 13 and it didn't work out because I was scared and I didn't go through with it and I didn't really do a great job. I don't know. Anyway, this time when I was at that hospital for suicide watch, they never told me I was on suicide watch. They never did. Like I said, they just left me there in front of the nurses station, just staring at the nurses station. I had nothing to do. I was bored out of my freaking mind, and it didn't make any sense why they always kept me there for suicide watch. I understand now, right, just thinking about it, but they didn't tell me I was on suicide watch. I don't remember them telling me that. And they never talked to me, so I don't know why they didn't talk to me when I needed something to be told like that. Um, Now it was stupid. And anyway, as time went on, for a few days, I got phone calls from their payphone. I don't even know why they still have payphones. Now, that was probably 2012. Yes, it was 2012. And I remember talking to like one of my aunts, one of my mom's sisters on the phone, and like telling her, "Oh, I'm so sorry for messing with my dad and stuff." And then like, does he still have a scar on his stomach? And then she said no or something. Or she said I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. And I remember my dad called once, and he called and said, "Oh, how are you feeling? Are you okay?" and stuff like that. And he said, "Oh, do you want me to bring anything?" And then he brought me Head and Shoulders. Because I thought I had dandruff. I don't know. And I remember my mom was visiting sometimes, and one of her other sisters and my brother came, and I remember talking to them for a little while. Like they came for a few times of visits, and I remember the first visit that my dad came. Like we talked on the phone a few times, and he brought me food. But I think the first time, or I don't know, I thought it was the first time we were talking. It probably wasn't. But I remember one time he came, and we were talking, and the first thing he said to me as soon as he got there, he was like, "Oh, when are you gonna have some grandbabies?" I'm like, "What?" Like, "Yeah, when are you gonna have grandbabies?" Because he's like, "Oh, you're 24 now or whatever." Like, "When are you gonna have some grandbabies?" I'm like, "What the what the fuck? Why would I care about that right now? I'm in a fucking mental hospital. You should be worried about my mental well-being. Why are you talking about grandkids right now? This is ridiculous." I didn't know what I said after that. I'm like, I don't even know what I said. I was in shock. Like, why are you asking me this question? I didn't even know why I was there. I was like, come on. Who thinks of this right now? My mom, when she visited, she didn't say anything about that. I remember, like, they were just worried about, like, what happened all the time, or how are you feeling? Is everything going okay here? I remember my mom brought me a bag of chips, like a big bag of chips. I mean, a variety pack of chips, like the small bags. And I'm like, my mom is more worried about myself and my well-being, and my aunt, and my brother. My brother didn't want to come when they first came. My brother didn't want to come in because he probably thought they were gonna be probably, you know, crazy and like doing all this stuff. And he finally came when I asked him to. And I remember he told me my mom wasn't the same anymore. She was doing weird stuff. Probably I don't know why, but it was she's later on she said when I was talking to her, she said it was because um of work, so maybe that's why. But I always felt like it was my fault because I thought it was my fault that she had this breakdown, but it was probably because of work. That's what she told me anyway. But I felt bad because I thought it was my fault because it happened right after I started having my well, it didn't start until after I started messing around after Anime Expo ended in like the fourth or the third. Yeah, it's probably the fourth. Um, and it stuck with me. I felt like it was my fault. I don't think so anymore. I still probably do deep down. But anyway, with my dad, I didn't like that he cared more about grandkids than my own well being. My mom never asked about it. My aunt never asked about it. My brother never asked about it. So, like, why are you asking me this question when you should be worried about my well being? Not, oh, well, I know you're not in the right situation, but why don't you just have some kid? When you're having kids, I'm curious. No, that's not the problem. That's not the freaking. That's not the subject you want to talk about. It's like, come on. And I was like, if I'm messed up in the head, I don't even know the whole. I didn't even know how genetics work mostly at the time. So I'm like, I don't know if you have a mental illness, it also can pass down from your family. So I don't. I think I probably figured it out. I probably thought it was possible at the time, and I'm like, if I did want kids, I wouldn't want them now because I don't want them to have schizophrenia or whatever the hell I had. They said at the time they said I had psychosis, which is also was another part of schizophrenia is another part of psychosis because I had delusions. I was hearing voices and stuff, and I was like, I don't want to see this fucking bastard anymore. But he still came and visited. My mom came sometimes, but she didn't really because I don't think she liked seeing me there or something. I don't know. But she still came and visited. So did my brother and one of my aunts. And my dad would bring Del Taco to me every time he came. He came like 3, 4, 5 times, I guess. My mom about the same. I was there for like 2, 3 months, and I think they came like once a while. That was pretty much it. But I remember my mom said my mom wanted me to come back home, so I was going to go to her, but I don't know why. But I forget why, but I didn't want to go living with her because I think I just didn't want to for some reason. I thought it was something I can't remember. Um, let's see. I can't remember why I didn't want to go back with her. Oh, I wait. I think it was because of my dad, but I'm not sure. I'm not gonna just assume because I don't remember. But I think I was but I decided to go live with my dad, and I was there for about 11 months. After I was taken out of that place, I was there for 2, 3 months, and I decided to live with my dad because I thought he knew better than my mom because she wasn't. So I went to live with him for about 11 months, and wait, no, forget that. Not right now. Like when I was in that hospital, I was on so many medications. I don't even know how I swallowed them all. It was like big medications. It was hard for me to swallow, and they gave you like a small little about this much water or juice. I had like 12 freaking big pills. I don't know how I even swallowed them. I'm not good with swallowing pills. At least I used to not be able to swallow pills. It was hard. So I remember trying to take a garlic pill once. I couldn't swallow it. And then when I was cut in half, I still couldn't swallow it. I was choking on it. I was like, I don't even know how in the hell I couldn't eat it. Just couldn't swallow it. Anyway, it's probably just because it's garlic pill, but whatever. Anyway, um, like after I went to live with my dad, I still was not right. No, I mean, when I was in that hospital, they had me on this medication. I don't know what. I'm pretty sure they were supposed to. Like I was told from someone else, they just trying to make you bring down your mental illness, so you can just give you a slur of pills to make you more cognitive and stuff like that. So, if I'm using the word right, it's just making more you know, normal. And I remember being there and the pills were weird. I remember one pill, I don't know which one it was, and that's when I was already off Suicide Watch. And I always felt weird for some reason. It was for a while, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I feel like I feel a weird tingling sensation, like pulsating and stuff. Like, and then when I told the nurse station that, they're like, "Oh, that's just your brain pulsating." It's like, wait, what? Like, I'm like, what? Like, yeah, don't worry. Like, yeah, it does that. So whatever. I'm like, what? I'm like, wait, what? And I was like, is I was shocked because, and they took it as no big deal. And I'm like, wait, what? I, I don't want to feel my brain pulsate. It was the weirdest feeling. It was. I didn't. I don't even know how it. It was like a, like I felt pulsating and I felt like tingling feeling in my head. It creeped me out. It went on for like 2, 3 days or weeks, and I'm like, oh my god, I don't want to feel this. I need to get the fuck out of here. But anyway, when I finally got better, and they took me out, I don't remember. I think they changed their medications afterwards, but either probably later on. And I remember going to this medical building called Edelman. Yeah, Edelman. Um, and I had like 10 different medications or more. And my first doctor's appointment there, and I showed her my medications, and she was like, she looked at them and took like more than half of them away, like 6. She was like, "Oh hell no!" She was like, "Nope, you don't need these." I'm like, "Wait, what the fuck?" What? Oh, I just told her my symptoms, and she just took like 6 of them, so it left like 4, 3 or 4, which was, I don't remember what they were because there were so many. And I was like, okay. She took like 6, and because I had like 8 or 11, I don't know. I had like 8 or 10 of them, and she took like 6. Um, and she kept me on some different ones, and I had a therapist for like 2 weeks. I met him like twice, and I missed one appointment, which wasn't on purpose. And I was still living with my dad, and I was living with my dad and my brother, and I slept on the recliner, which was hard as hell to sleep on because it didn't go back all the way like a bed, and it was hard to sleep. It was very hard to sleep because ever being in hospitals so many times, they always check up on you every 2 hours, and I was always waking up every 2 hours. And I remember like seeing like visions of stuff outside the windows. Kept thinking my bird was in a horrible place, and it wasn't right. Time was still going by really fast. I never could sleep right. I always had delusions and stuff and voices. And I don't know what was wrong with me. It went by so quickly. It felt like I, it I was, I felt time, but at the same time, I didn't feel time. Um, it was, I didn't like it. And, went to Edelman for about a month, and but not for a whole month, but I just went a few times, like 3, 4 times. And I remember the second time I met my therapist, which really was the second time. He said, "Oh, you missed your appointment." Like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry." He said, "No, don't worry about it." And then he told me about Step Up on Second, which is the organization I'm in now. And like he says, "You're probably the perfect fit for Step Up on Second." I'm like, the fuck? I don't want to go there. He said, so, and then he said, well, I said, I don't want to fucking go there. That was my inner thoughts. Anyway, and he said, do you want to try Step Up on Second? My first instinct in my head was like, fuck no, I ain't going no fucking Step Up on Second. I don't want to go anywhere. I'm fine. I'm fine. And then I went against my gut and I said, sure. And then the next week, I met this lady from Step Up on Second, which is, I forgot her name because she left like 2 years later. But that was a little while later. Anyway, so I met her and then we talked, and then she got me to sign up to Step Up on Second, and like showed her my social not never mind. Don't worry about that. Anyway, I signed up to be on Step Up on Second. I got a therapist and stuff like that. And I remember signing up with this therapist. He probably wasn't really a therapist. He was probably something else. I don't think he liked me. Um, Maybe he did. Maybe he was fine with it, but he was probably I wasn't really right, so it's probably because he was just annoyed, maybe. But I don't know. Excuse me. Um, and I remember signing my paperwork and everything with him at their office in Ocean Park. And I remember I don't even remember the whole conversation. I don't think I was paying attention. And he was like, I think he said, I can't keep repeating myself. You need to pay attention. So I'm like, oh, okay. I couldn't pay attention. I just signed the paperwork and showed him whatever paperwork I had to bring another 2, 3 times afterwards. And I was applied to Simple 1 Second. And they, they had to keep changing my medication around. Not all the time, but sometimes. And then that guy left after about a few months of being there, and I got a therapist who was a young person. She was probably older than me. I was like 22. She was probably about 28, maybe. That's the oldest I think she looked anyway. Um, but she only stayed for a little while and left, and nobody told me. Um, then I had another. Yeah, that's probably it. Let's see. After that, I had her, and then for a little while, for a few months, and I can't remember. Sorry about this. I'm trying to remember everything. Um, so I can't remember, but yeah. Anyway, they had me on this medication, and I didn't know. I thought I knew. I don't think they told me what was on what the side effects of the medication was. I think they told me in the hospitals, maybe, but I don't think they told me because they probably thought I knew, but I didn't. And in those hospitals, the medication I was on made me gain weight, and I had no idea because I never really looked at myself in the mirror. I never have, in really much in the first place, even when I wasn't mentally ill. So I never really looked myself in the face. And I remember when I was living with my dad for the first few months, like my mom, my dad, and my brother, they always, for some reason, which is a bad idea, by the way, they always ate McDonald's for breakfast, which is bad. And then, like, I decided to get food stamps and GR. So I somehow got money, and I would go to Panda Express all the time because I always wanted to try it, and I always go there, or Burger King, or not KFC really, or put Wendy's, and I would eat that a lot. And then I remember my dad saying, you know, you're gaining weight. I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, man, I ain't gaining weight. I never gained weight, and like I was like, I just blew it off because there's no way I gained weight because I never gained weight really, but I didn't notice it because I usually was, when I was with my mom, I would walk to the movie theater all the time, or at least to the dollar store nearby. Either way, it took me a while to get to those places because I walked there. I was in Culver City. I went from somewhere in Jefferson, from my condo to all the way to the Promenade, which is now Cinemark, whatever. And then I would always walk to the from Jefferson all the way to where Del Taco is near the freeway, and that's when they had a Dollar Tree, and I would go there to buy like puzzles for me and mom to make to do and stuff. So I don't know how I got this on my chin. Oh, no, I'm just making it worse for myself. Let me do this. Test. Yeah, I messed that up. Anyway, so that's what I used to do. So I thought I was fine. I'm like, I'm not gaining any weight, and I didn't know I lost weight at the time. But I didn't know I didn't know I lost weight when I was sick, physically sick, not the mental illness. So I didn't know that. And then when I was living with my dad, I always had McDonald's for breakfast. And then I always walked to Panda Express every once in a while and bought their food. And then I always go to Burger King or Wendy's, and I'm like, I'm fine. It ain't gonna mean anything. I ain't gonna gain any weight. And then about time I noticed, when my dad said, "Yo, you're gaining weight," I'm like, whatever. And then after he went to wherever he was going, I was like, okay, wait, why would I gain weight? And I just happened to be in the bathroom or wherever, and I was just looked at myself in the mirror, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm big as fuck. And I was like, holy shit, what the fuck happened? Because what I noticed was that I had stretch marks on my stomach, which I made videos about, I think. They were really big. They're indented, they're very big. I was like, oh my god, what the fuck happened? I was shocked. I didn't know what the hell happened. And I didn't know till later on that my medication, which one of them was Risperdal, Risperdal, made you gain weight. I had no idea. I used to be maybe 135, and then if after I get lost weight, I probably was like 110, I guess. Anyway, I was maybe 125 or something like that, 120, and I'm just guessing here. I don't know, but I know I used to be 135, and or less, because even when I was younger in high school, they said I wasn't 135. I was less than that, but I used to say I was 150, and they always kept saying you're less than that. You're probably 135. I'm like, mother, I checked. I'm 150. They're like, no, it's wrong. I'm like, okay. Anyway, I gained so much weight, and I remember when I looked at the weight, it was like 298. I went from 150 to 298, and that's when I went to a hospital. I was like, oh my god, I am fucking huge. I was shocked. My boobs were big as hell. My body was big as hell. I'm like, what am I gonna do? I don't have any money. What am I gonna do? Look, I'm like, I don't know what the hell is going on. I was shocked. I thought I was over. I'm like, how am I gonna lose all this weight? And then after I figured that out, I was struggling. Yeah, it took me a while to figure that out. So then maybe a few months later, or a few days later, weeks later, I don't know. I remember I would always go to Step Up on Second every week or every 2 weeks, and they put me on these medications like Risperdal and stuff like that. And I was already on Risperdal, so, but I never get off my medication because I'm because my because it runs my mom's family. Every time you're female, you would either pass down epilepsy, so you are on that medication anyway. So let me see. I forgot what I brought that up for. Let me get a second. Yeah, I used to be on medication for epilepsy, so I always stayed on my medication because I don't know who told me. I don't know if it was a doctor or I saw it on TV once, where it said, if you're on medication, don't cut yourself off. Even if you think it's wrong, don't cut yourself off of your medication without a doctor's approval, because after like 6 weeks, you are worse off because if it's wrong, okay, but if you think it's wrong, tell your doctor. You always tell your doctor if you're on the wrong medication. But if you just stop taking it without telling your doctor, it's going to get worse after 6 weeks. So yeah, so I always stay on my medication no matter what, because like I said, I used to be on epilepsy and I just stayed on my medication. I'm not going to be stupid, so I just stay on it. And then after being on Risperdal for probably about a year or two, yeah, probably about 2 years, a year or two, when I was living with my dad, they they were still trying to figure out which medications I was on at the time. I needed to be on, yeah. So, and then I remember one day after being like the next year, 2013, yeah, 2013, probably, let's see, around October, I think. Wait, I don't know what month it was. Probably September. Um, Wait, yeah, it's probably September. Yeah, Yeah, probably September. Yeah, it was probably September. Anyway, either September or October, or before then, because I think I started living with him in September of 2012, and then I went for 11 months, which is so probably August. Anyway, I was there till probably about August, and I remember being there, gaining all this weight. I was thinking about doing other things, and at that time, I still wasn't well, and time went by really fast, and I was being lazy, and I didn't do much. I just kept eating, and I didn't exercise and stuff like that. And after being there for 11 months, he he wanted me to get my hair done, and I was like, no. He said, well, you're going to get your hair done. I'm like, because he used to tell me to do this stuff when I was younger. And I'm like, no. He said, well, you're getting it done by your aunt. I'm like, I don't like getting my hair done because I don't like it. Only thing I like about getting my hair done is either getting it pressed, and that's it. Even though I always got burnt getting my hair pressed. And I said no, because it was one of my aunts who lives in Watts. So I was like, no, I don't want to go there. I don't hate her. I just didn't want to go there. And ever since I was young, he would always make me go get my hair done. And I never liked it because those people always hurt me. Like, I don't like perms because they burn my scalp. And I remember one time when I was 15, he took me to this place in Crenshaw all the time. And I didn't even want to go. And this lady, I would talk to her sometimes, and I remember it was like the last time I saw her, I told her I don't listen to my dad. If I had the chance, I would kill him if I had to. And then the next time I went, all of a sudden, she burnt my scalp. And I'm pretty sure, I don't think she ever told me about the fact that I don't know, because she always permed my hair and did whatever. And I know she always permed it, and I don't think she ever told me that if you're going to get your hair permed, you're not supposed to wash your hair. Either I didn't know that, or she used a stronger perm stuff. And I was 15, and it burned. It burned like my head was on fire. And when I told her this, she just said, oh, okay. Like it didn't matter. I'm like, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts. Okay. Put some stuff in my hair, and it went away. I was like, oh, thank God. And then she just rinsed it out. I'm like, wait, what the? And then it hurt even more. I'm like, wait, what the is going on? It hurts. I'm like, it hurts. And then she didn't say anything. It didn't do anything. And it burned and burned and burned. Right underneath the water, it burned. It hurt so much. And then after she took me out, I'm like, I don't want to come to this lady anymore. And then my mom came to pick me up that day. Sorry. And I told her what. No, wait. That was with. No, wait. Yeah. No, my mom to pick me up that day. It was another lady, one of my dad's friends, whoever she was. She came to pick me up, and I was supposed to pay the lady $40, and that lady took my hat and ran off with it. I'm like, wait. I don't know if it was the same day. Probably was. Anyway, she took my hat and threw it away. I'm like, wait, like, what are you doing? No, wait, I don't know which one it was. No, that probably wasn't it. Wait, was it? I can't remember which one it was. I told somebody about it, and I think I told my mom, and yeah, I told my mom. My mom came to pick me up. She went in there, talked to the lady, came back, said, oh, she didn't do it. I'm like, but she did it. And she's like, well, whatever. She said she didn't do it. I'm like, whatever. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I made a mistake. And I remember that same day or later on, I noticed I had bald spots, like right here. I have bald spots. My hair was full over there. So it burnt it. And then at school, it hurt so much, even when air touched it. No, I think so. But either way, I started to wear a beanie instead of a hat. I don't really wear hats all the time. I don't wear hats to school because they didn't allow you to. So what I would do is I would wear a beanie. So because I did not want to take the chance of my hair my skin getting worse, and I wanted to protect it so it doesn't get infected or anything. So I just always wore a beanie. And I remember I was like, when I went to school that day, whenever the hell that happened, it was probably during summer or something. And the guy was like, "Oh, you can't wear hats," and I'm like, "I gotta because I got burned there." And he was like, "Well, you can't wear it." I took it off. He's like, "Oh, well, you just leave that on," and I put it back on. Now I'm pretty sure the lady told my dad what happened, and she burned my scalp because that burned like shit. And nobody told me about the fact that you can't wash her hair before a perm. And I think she just used a stronger perm. And she's like, "Oh, I didn't put no stronger perm." Bitch, I felt like my head was on fucking fire. Like right here and then right over here. Because what's wrong? You can't even see it anymore. It's burnt. It's gone. I wish I could have sued her. I would have sued her. My mom said, well, she wouldn't have gotten much money because she was like, her own studio or whatever. I'm like, I don't care. Like, I will take everything she has. I don't care. She just has $500 in her freaking bank. I want all of her money. Shit, she burned my scalp and it's never going to grow back. And years later, I figured it out. I looked online to see if there's any way to make it grow back. And it said, oh, you got to do it in the first year or few months. I'm like, what I can't do anything then. It's been over 10 years. I'm like, So, like the first 11 months to a year. So it's like, I can't do shit. It's over. Anyway, when I was living with my dad, the final straw was when he told me to get my hair done. I told him I don't want my hair done. And he's like, "What, are you getting your hair done?" And I'm like, "You know what? Fuck you." And he said, "What?" I said, I don't feel like I was kind of scared, but I'm like, fuck that shit. I don't give a damn. I said, "You heard me." He said, "You know what? Get out." To me. Are you kidding me? Yeah, he kicked me out that day. And I was like, fine. I just got my stuff, the things I could take, and left with with one of my mom's old carts, like those little not a shopping cart, but a regular cart. And I just left. I just took some clothes, a little bit of food, and left. And I just grabbed whatever the hell I wanted and just left. And then my brother called and said, "Brandy, what happened?" My dad called and said that you left. I'm like, "Yeah." I told him, "Fuck you," and left. He's like, "Don't leave. Go back and apologize." I'm like, "Hell no." So I just left. And he said, "I'm coming." "Don't leave. Don't go anywhere. You have nowhere to go." I'm like, "I don't care. I live on the streets. I don't care." And at that time, as soon as my dad kicked me out, he went onto the phone and started talking to somebody and just started laughing. I'm like, this dude who told me he loved me kicks me out just for saying fuck you. I might be mentally messed up and he gonna kick me out for saying fuck you. You really think I have the time and the money to do? You think I'm rich? What the He didn't think for a second about how I was going to get to my grandparents' house. I wasn't going to go there anyway. Even if I knew how, you think I have money? Only thing I had was GR and food stamps. Even how am I going to get some money to do anything? How? I don't know how to get there. And if you love me, you're my freaking parent. What if you're wrong? You didn't think for a second what if I don't know how to get there? If I knew how to get there, how? No, if I didn't know how to get there, how? I don't have any money. It's not easy taking money off of my freaking my food stamps card for GR. I have to go all the way to Ralph's or wherever, and then you gotta go buy something, and then take the money off. I already have a freaking cart full of stuff. How am I gonna do that? And you didn't think for a second if I didn't know how to get there. How am I gonna get there? if I didn't know how am I going to get there? Walking? I can't. How many bus drivers do I have to talk to? There's only about 2 buses that's in his where he lives at. Like, how am I gonna get there? There's no train. There's buses, but I don't know how to get there. He didn't care. He was on the phone with a relative and started having fun, laughing and shit. I'm like, this motherfucker don't give a fuck. He did say after I was almost done, like, oh, you need trash bag? I'm like, yeah. And he gave me trash bag too, and I left. And then I was walking, going, I don't even know where I was gonna go. Wait, yes, I did. I was gonna go to Step Up and Santa Monica all by myself. I don't even know how to get there. I didn't know how to get there. I was just gonna, I was just gonna walk there, which wouldn't have worked out because I was mentally ill. I don't know how to get there by bus. I don't think I did. Yeah, I was gonna walk there. So I was just walking, and then one of my dad's friends, the one who threw my hat away that time, which I don't remember why, because she was a bitch. Anyway, I don't like you. She took me in. She saw me walking with my cart. I was living with her for about a month and a half, literally. And I was living there. I was going to school at Santa Monica College for a while at the time. And it was my first year there. And then I would try to do my homework a lot. And she always, for some reason, she wanted me to after being there for like 2-3 weeks, like about a month, she told me to always, I didn't take a shower every day, but I tried my best. And, like, she told me for the last 2 weeks, she kept telling me if I take a shower, I have to clean the whole shower. I don't know where any of your freaking cleaning supplies are. How am I going to do that? What I thought to myself. I said, okay, I will do that. But I had no idea where the cleaning supplies were, excuse me. And I don't want to look around in someone's house I don't even know. And what if I opened it wrong? I like when I was younger, I would always look in people's stuff by accident, not really doing it on purpose. So I didn't like doing that because I do that by accident and I don't do it anymore. That's when I did when I was younger. And I didn't want to do that. She never told me. She didn't tell me. And then for the last 2 weeks I was there, I wasn't doing it or cleaning up because I was doing my homework. And I was doing my homework and stuff. Oh shit. Give me a second. This is bad. Oh crap, I messed up. Oh, there it is. Anyway, I was doing my homework. Every time I was about to do my homework, she told me, when are you going to clean up? I'm like, I'm doing my homework. I had to do it. And then one time, the day that she kicked me out, she said, I came to her place, and they wouldn't let me in. I'm like, what the fuck? I knocked on the window like I usually to get in. I didn't have a key. And they didn't let me in. I'm like, okay. And I kept knocking on it, and they still didn't let me in. I'm like, can you let me in? They're like, we're not supposed to, or something. I'm like, what? They didn't say anything. They just said, wait till our mom gets home. I'm like, dude, I need to get in. And, no, wait, yeah, no, they just didn't let me in. They opened the window. Every time I turned around, I'm waiting for them to open the door.